you better pay the price.
The bad hand, make him spend his cash hand. His last hand, roll down with the fast hand. The mad hand, you gon' buy it in the
Won't be overnight, you better pay the price. All his ass got him going through the ringer. No cap, he wanna eat it like a zinger. I see it in his eyes, how he fantasizing. Get between his thighs, he won't be overnight, you better pay the price. Money don't grow on trees, plus my ass real. Before you try to cop a feel, you need to pay a bill. I do it all in the circle, oh he loves.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, Wong Lorene, and it is Wednesday. This is when we do our Moving Forward show. It's Wednesday every Wednesday at 6 o'clock p.m. Moving Forward is a platform for successful, driven people to share their stories, no matter their level of success. This show is for the driven, whether your income is less than 50,000 or more than 500,000. The question becomes, are you living your passion and are you happy? The guest views of this program is based solely on the opinion of our guests and is by no means the opinion of the Cuts Communication Network, our shows, or our host. Well, I got somebody on today that I am extremely excited about. I interviewed this man when I first started out at Vegas Raw Radio. He is present in the community. He's doing stuff in music. He's running businesses, y'all. I'm talking about Reime Schemes. What's up, boy?
Hey, what's up? How you doing?
Hey, I am doing wonderful. It is so very good to see you.
Yeah, likewise. Yeah, it's been a while. Last time I saw you was in Vegas at your birthday party that I showed up late to. So
That's right. That's right.
My bad,
everything down.
Late, you know what I mean?
That's right. Well, you know what? I ran you down to be on this show because you fit the type of guests that I'm interested in having on this show, and that is your drive, your entrepreneurship, all the things that you do in the community. And now I understand you're in the insurance business where you run an entire division of an insurance company, which shows the type of intellect and drive and ambition that you have with all of this diversity. So get me caught up with last time I interviewed you on air. Oh man, it was a couple of 3 years ago. So kind of get me up to date to where you are now.
Oh man, like since 3 years ago, I mean, we had the magazine, On the Rise magazine, On the Rise Radio, and I was the founder of that. So I that happened. I stepped away from On the Rise. It's still being ran by Shogun, but I stepped away from the magazine and the radio as the founder. And I started pursuing my music. I kind of transitioned my music from like the hip hop to the Afro beats, reggaeton, reggae music. And that from there kind of soared me internationally. I was traveling anywhere from London, UK, Amsterdam, France, Ireland, all through the Caribbean islands. And it changing my style and focus on one thing actually allowed me to become a better version of myself, which leads me up to today where, musically and professionally, I feel like I'm in sync right now.
Definitely. I had to, in introduction, I had to call you a world traveler because you have traveled several places. Now, and the most recent place was someplace in Europe. Is that correct?
Yeah, I was, I think my last trip in Europe was Paris, France. I went to Paris and did a show. Before then, I was on touring out in London and Amsterdam for a while. And it was just, it's sweet how you take that perspective, where I'm coming from, and then taking my personality, who I am, and spreading it to the world. So, it kind of makes it, very exciting, to see how people gravitate towards you and you coming from a different continent they are.
Yes, most definitely. So now What is the difference in the perception of you versus the perception you get here in the United States, specifically the West Coast?
I think the perception is a little bit different because I'm something new to them and they're something new to me. So it becomes like a learning experience. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, like, for example, like on TV, a lot of people from other countries that never been to the United States see us Americans, how we rock. And then when they get a firsthand experience and see our culture up in person, then they kind of, it's like exciting to them. But at the same time, a person, me from the United States, I go somewhere else, I'm learning their culture, I'm soaking their culture. And what happens is I take that game, that knowledge, that experience from traveling abroad, bring it back here. So I'm able to actually spew that out to everyone here in the United States to kind of like, give them a different perspective on how the world is by living vicariously to me.
Yes, yes. So what I like about you is you don't sit still, for one thing. You don't sit still.
You see,
You're
right now I'm
constantly
moving
moving.
around.
You you're constantly moving. You're always doing something. So this show is about people that are driven like you, and I interview people like you in hopes that I can motivate somebody else that may feel like they are in a stagnant position right now, not doing what they want to do, just working for the paycheck. I mean, what would you tell someone? What advice would you have for someone that was in that position?
I would say set a goal, you know what I'm saying? Whether it be a short-term goal and a long-term goal. So like say, for example, on a short term, give yourself a 1 year or to maybe like 5 year goal and pretty much just set a plan. You know what I'm saying? Just set a plan. This is what I want to accomplish this year. And then you get to this year and you kind of reevaluate your plan. And you say, all right, I want to build from this for 5 years. And then once you set the 5 year, you get that success. Do you go 10 years? The thing about the one thing that never can be defeated is time. A lot of people, especially coming from an urban environment, a lot of people don't really think about time. We got to get it now because maybe our situations are deprived or where we is, and we trying to get it right now because we want to change our situation now. But
Right.
one thing that never fails you is time. And I learned that from just growing through the years that if I just be patient in what I want to do, it's going to come with time. And that's with planning. I kind of look at life as like stocks. As long as you keep them, you let them manifest, in time, you'll have what you need. But it just takes a strong mind and a lot of preparation to get to that mentality.
Yeah, and a lot of sacrifices.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
At the
yeah.
end of the day, it's about longevity.
Exactly. Now I know you. I've always called you an intellectual because I think you can hold some of the best conversations that I've heard. So tell me a little bit about your educational background.
Oh yeah. I'm a bit of a nerd. I mean, to be a hip hop artist, I'm a bit of a nerd. I have about 4 university degrees. My
What?
highest being I have a bachelor's, 2 masters, and I have a Juris Doctorate. So, I've been a bit of a nerd. So I'm telling you, time and patience has been important. And it was just something I kind of set my mind to. Every time I said I want to learn something, I pretty much went out there and put the time in and the effort and had the discipline to complete them. And this is kind of where I'm at. Getting a bachelor's degree, I got one in international business, minored in Japanese. So I do speak a little Japanese.
Go ahead.
And then I end up getting a master's in public administration under the political science realm, and also got a master's in adult education and training. And then from there, I actually got the Juris Doctorate from University of Michigan. And I'm not even 40 yet. So, I put in the time early on so I can have a longevity.
That is amazing. Now, did you come from a family of educated people? Were you the first in your family to graduate like that, or tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, one side of my family, I was the first to go to college on my mom's side of my family. So I was the first to kind of set that bar on that end.
Mhm.
On my dad's side, I come from a whole long line of educated people. Some are VPs of corporations, some are attorneys and things like that. So I think I kind of gravitate towards my dad's side a little bit more. And
Mhm.
but also taking that type of mentality and put into my mom's side, I'm able to motivate people that coming behind me to kind of be the first and kind of demonstrate that to them as well.
Exactly, because you did a lot. Now I know you practiced law for a bit. You've gotten away from that. So tell us about your experience as a lawyer and why you left.
It's one of those things. Like when we going through school, we thinking like, hey, we about to make tons of money. We getting this education. They tell us go to school, and then what end up happening is it becomes a political game within all this. It becomes who can set you up, and it all depends on logistics. How much do you want to work versus your salary? And
Hmm.
sometimes you can find another career path with that education. And the education, when you have a certain education and a different career path, it puts you in the upper echelon of things. And
Hmm.
so you come into a door of an insurance company or a general liability company or whatever with a law degree, it kind of puts you in a higher tier. Opposed if
Hmm.
you may make twice of what you make in a law firm as a junior associate just by having that career track. And that's
Yeah,
just a matter of logistics. I mean, yeah, it's good to have a degree and it's and all that type of stuff. But at the end of the day, money is the main thing that we all go after.
definitely. Oh, I definitely understand that. So you heightened who you were with just having a law degree, and now you've taken that all of that education and that experience and that degree, and you are over an entire insurance division. So tell us
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. I oversee a team of adjusters and things like that for an insurance company. And it's just making sure the operations running smooth. Right now we're working from remotely. The whole damn division is working remotely. And could you imagine the takeaways I'll get from that? 1 minute someone's system's working, next minute someone's system's not working. This person can't work, this person can't work. And it teaches you a lot about yourself as an individual to be able to come up with contingency plans, to be able to think on the fly, like being in the military, coming up with fragos all the time.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
just being able to managing people and motivate them in this situation we're in right now with the whole COVID-19 coronavirus. I know a lot of people are concerned, their stress levels are high. So just being able to manage people, but at the same time, keep them motivated and also keep the operations running. So that's what I've been faced with this challenge by doing everything remotely.
Hmm.
And it's trust me, it's working me to the bone.
Yeah, it's kind of cool working from home. There it has its perks, definitely.
Yeah.
So you have all of these degrees. You have a great job. You've experienced the law area, and then
Hmm.
there's music.
Yeah.
So tell me about your what inspired you with all of these degrees and education that you had. What inspired you to still want to be a rap artist or hip
You
hop
know,
artist, I should say?
well, it's just you know, music is like everyone loves music, and what I've learned is a form of expression. Because a lot of
Hmm.
times education and things like that, you're working in something, a system that's kind of
Hmm.
designed, and we got critical thinking aspects in it, but you're not really like you're not really displaying who you really are. It's not coming from it. You learn the knowledge and everything like that, but you're not. How can I say you're not expressing who you really are. So
Hmm.
music allowed me to express who I really are. Allow me to take a thought and create something out of it and make something that other people like. But so it's pretty much creating something with other people in mind and making magic. You never know what you're gonna get anytime.
Exactly. Well, you're doing a darn good job of it. And now I'm going to have you on another show on my New Music Monday show. We're going to talk more about your music. You're going to be on there for everybody. Y'all could jot this down. He's going to be on there April the 20th. Uh, of this year, April 2020. And so I know this dude wears a lot of hats and he does it all well. You also have a beautiful 5-year-old daughter. So,
Yeah,
so how do you balance all of this, dude? How do you do it?
man, I'm gonna tell you, she takes up most of the time. Luckily, she ain't busting the room yet and try to sabotage my interview. So she'll come in and bust in camera, and she want it right now. That's hey, she want it. I want it yesterday. Give it to me now. Whatever she wants, she
Yeah.
wants. I one time I asked her, I said, "Hey," I said, she's like, "Can I get this?" I said, "Am I your maid?" Yes. Like looking at her like your maid. So yeah, that's the most important job, being a dad and things like that. That's very most important thing. I tell
Yeah.
my before I was like, hey, because I got an older daughter that's about to be 19 as well. She's in college down in Alabama. She's in
Oh,
Alabama State.
really?
And so I was telling myself, hey, I don't want no more kids. Like I was telling myself, I don't want no more kids. And then my daughter came along, my young daughter, who's 5, going to be 6, and it was like kind of the best thing I ever experienced, because it was like a rebirth to me, and
Yeah.
I'm watching her grow, and I'm like seeing myself and seeing the mannerisms, and that's like, dang, it's like I'm amazed every day. So
Yeah.
definitely glad about that. And like she sings all my songs and everything, so I love it.
So what kind of lyrics are you writing now? I mean, just give me an idea of what's in your head as far as your lyrics go now.
Yeah, but the lyrics right now is a lot different than I was. I started off as a hardcore hip hop rapper,
Yeah.
doing the West Coast type of music, the lyricals, the street lyrics. But now I'm more so on like an Afro beat, uh, dancehall, reggaeton type of style. So my lyrics are more like smoother,
Hmm.
smoother, more telling the story, more of like a vibe, because music is pretty much going towards a vibe right now. Like, and I appreciate a good lyricist and good lyrics and things like that, but you can still create a vibe and just give that overall feel good music. Like, like back in the '90s, LL Cool J when he said "I Need Love," and
Yeah.
those type of lyrics, or Will Smith "Summertime," where you could just feel good,
Oh,
just being around with the
yes.
top down. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I just dropped a track called "Paradise" with an artist named Shady Blue from Nigeria. She's living in UK, and it's called
Yeah.
"Paradise." And it's just a smooth track, and like people are loving it. I mean, I got kids from Uganda made a dance video for it. I got some dancers from Tanzania that made some a dance video for it recently. I just dropped on YouTube, and it's just giving people that overall feel, and people making reaction videos to it because they go into these turbulent times, and music is just keeping them happy and keeping them engaged. So that's where I'm at right now in
Definitely.
the music tip.
Yeah. So it sounds like you're getting most of your notoriety outside of the United States. So what are you going to do with that? If it pops there, then what are you going to do?
We're gonna get them air miles racked up. I mean, Uh, definitely, when it's all said and done, when it's all said and done, I definitely want to live in Africa. That's kind of my thing. I
Really?
would, yeah, I wish I can pack it up right now. We got countries like Ghana that's like offering citizenship to people part of the diaspora, blacks that have the lineage and things like that. So Ghana is one I'm thinking of. We got Sierra Leone is another country that's actually doing it as well. People, once they find out you're descendants of Sierra Leone, they giving you automatic citizenship there. Um, and places like Tanzania, very peaceful. Uh, South Africa, Namibia, Zambia, a lot of these countries, man. It's like I just like how Africa is getting the props, and I definitely would love to be over in Africa one day and just watch the greatness of Black people.
Oh man,
You
yeah.
know.
You you would definitely fit right in there. Now you were born and raised in Detroit, Michigan,
Uh huh.
and then you went on to get some awesome education. But then you moved out here on the West Coast, um, and you've been here for 10 years. So, what's the difference between your experience here in the music industry and as a businessman versus Detroit, Michigan, businessman and the music industry?
I think so. Detroit is a very blue collar type city. People they grind. They grind. They hard working, and they are just looking for opportunity. Like you give them opportunity, they'll turn shit to sugar. Excuse my French, but like, and that's
That's all
that's kind
right.
of the mentality you got to have coming from the Midwest. and that type of industrial mentality. So the artists over there are hungry. They're trying to find opportunities they can make it, as well as in the even in the business world, people are just trying to look for an opportunity to be able to make it from Detroit, Michigan. I was lucky to have traveled the world, being in the military and things like that, and I landed on the West Coast where there's more people. The economy's better, more opportunities are blooming. That you got to go out and grab. I mean, it's poverty and stuff over here, the same grind on the West Coast it is in Detroit. But I think with the amount of businesses and the type of industries are over here, it creates more opportunities for people. So a person who's hungry, coming from the Midwest, or say from Florida, like you, or anywhere, they looking for them opportunities. They come over here hungry, and like if you're in a way, we're gonna take it. And that's just kind of how I look at it. I didn't come over here to fail. I didn't fly 2,000 miles to be sitting over here failing. I came over here to get whatever y'all got available, and that's kind of my mindset where I'm at. And that's kind of the big difference, and that's kind of my mind state wherever I go. If I was to go to, I don't know, China, I ain't going to China right now with the COVID-19. If I was to go to China, I'm gonna go over there and learn some Mandarin real fast, and I'm trying to run one of those companies, man. That's kind of how my mind works.
Yeah. Yeah, so where did this come from? Where did this drive and ambition come from? Now, you said that your father's side of the family, they're pretty successful, regarding education and good jobs, attorneys and everything. Is growing up in that type of an environment an advantage? Or is it one where you got everything on a silver platter and you like, whatever, I got this?
Well, in my mind, how can I say, all this ambition drive comes from me. Like, I grew up, my parents passed away when I was younger. And, so ever since then, I kind of had this mentality that I made promises to my mom when she was on her deathbed that, hey, I'm going to do what I got to do. I'm going to make this happen. And, ever since that day, I've kind of like walked with that chip on my shoulder, that's saying, hey, I'm going to do something. I'm going to be determined to get what I get. Because I already know where I came from. Now I got to make my path to where I'm going. So that's kind of how my mentality been. Like, I can't lose. I already went through the worst things you can go through in life. So I can't lose. And that's kind of how I live. Like, we can be in the fourth quarter with 5 minutes to go down 15. And I still think I can Reggie Miller it and win that. So that's kind of how.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what this show is about. This is what moving forward is about. A perfect guest to display my vision for this show, because that's definitely what you have to do. You have to put it all down, and whatever, you fall down, you get up, brush yourself off, and keep it moving. So what is your next venture? I know you're managing the insurance division, but outside of that, what else do you have going on? What's your next move?
Yeah, I also have my label DRS Entertainment. So I'm looking to sign some more artists. I got artists like Nashu and Haya from the French Caribbean, Guadeloupe. I got another artist from Africa called D Pesa. Another artist from Canada, K Rome. So I got some artists under the label that signed to my distribution and stuff like that. So hopefully I can kind of like create a situation where we got traction, where I can get everybody on, as far as getting their music out there to the world. So if I can create a situation where we got massive exposure with my music, then I can actually kind of bring everybody on and ride that momentum that's on my team. And that's kind of like where that's what I want to do. Or vice versa. Someone get that traction, we let someone else ride that wave. That's kind of how business works. And that's what we're trying to do right now. All we need is one opportunity. Someone get a hit, everyone gets on. Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm doing with the label right now. And whether it be Africa, US, or anywhere else, where we can get that traction at, that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, I understand that. So let's say, well, let me ask you this: Are you specifically look at art that are non-American, or are you looking at artists here in the United States?
Yeah, I'm looking at all artists because it's a lot of talent here, in the United States and things like that. So definitely, I'm looking at all artists to work with. It just so happened that I end up working with artists from other places a lot. Maybe this is my personality or the styles that I've been attracted to. But there's a lot of talented people over here in the States right now that I would love to work with. It's just sometimes I cross people locally. They don't have the same vision I have as far as what I'm thinking. A lot of people think local. You got to think beyond that. You got to almost go away. You got to like Eminem did. Eminem didn't get on in Detroit. Eminem went to New Jersey first. Eminem was rapping with Rod Digger, and he ended up somehow a demo got to Dr. Dre, went out to LA, got on, and then bam, he goes back to Detroit, sound from Detroit. So a lot of times they don't start off for you making it from being local. It comes, you gotta go elsewhere and then come back and represent where you're from. And that's kind of my advice I give to like independents. You got to think beyond where you at. Like, because your people can always represent you once they see you in the spotlight. That's when the love really gonna happen. But before then, you got to prove to everybody where you're from, what you're about before you get that love. That's kind of what I've been noticing.
Yeah. But where you're doing a good job at that. You're moving right along with that one.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
So tell me, how of you, your social media platforms. Do you do any type of blog or anything?
I actually got a radio show I do, an internet radio show I do every Wednesday night. On Track Talk Radio. It's like an open format. I talk about every issue. Yeah, I talk about every issue. We talk about relationships, coronavirus, music, whatever. And every Wednesday, 7 p.m. And I play a lot of music from around the world, and a lot of people chime in and they make it very interesting. You know what I'm saying? So I have fun every Wednesday doing Track Talk Radio. I'm cracking up. I'm being myself. People are engaged. We rock out to the music, and it's excellent. Definitely people can reach me on all social media platforms on the Reime Schemes. That's ReimE Schemes. I'm the only weirdo to spell my name in 2 languages, half German, half English. And hit me up. My website, ReimeSchemesBiz.com. All my music there, tour information, everything is there. Merchandise. I got some dope merchandise, some beanies and tank tops, t-shirts for the ladies, the men, all that. So ReimeSchemesBiz.com. You can check all that out.
Yeah, this is a man that's got it all together. You're touching down in every space that you can. I just want to thank you for taking this time to be today. You are definitely my vision for this show. People like you that are driven to do not just one thing, because millionaires to me have multiple streams of income. So and I think from what I'm looking at, that's what you're positioning yourself to do. So what would you say now to someone that was in the middle of doing what they had to do in this coronavirus? Coronavirus got us in the house now. I mean, how do you stay up and mentally to keep your vision and your goals in sight?
Like I say with anything, like, you know what your plan is, what point A to point B. There may be some, a few valleys and peaks along the way. That's when you got to address them. So like for a person who has a business, they have a goal. They just got to find a way to operate while we're in this. Like, for example, right now, everything is remote. Everyone is in their house. Everyone is on the internet. Now you got to figure out how to way to get your message out to people through the internet. Because, everyone's tuned into their phones right now. And so what happens is now you got to find how to deliver your business, your message, your plan globally on the internet. And, whether you be running like social media ads to kind of reach a targeted demographic, or whether you just actually go around and just inbox everybody and just introduce yourself. You got this time, we're here. Now it's time to use the platforms that everyone's on. If you can't reach people face to face, and just kind of like get your business out there. That's kind of how I look at it. Like right now, the world is tuned in right now. It's your opportunity. How do you flip it? You know, so that's kind of how my thing is. Just kind of utilize this
Yes.
time. Look at the good in everything. You know what I'm saying? You got to find the good out of everything because
Mhm.
we know it's bad right now. So how can we brighten someone's day and what you can offer to brighten someone's day, but at the same time offer them something they may need, a service.
Mhm.
So that's kind of my take on
Absolutely.
it.
Well, there you go, guys. We are moving forward with Rhyme Schemes. He's given us his whole package. He's told us what drives him, why he keeps going, his 5-year-old daughter, his 19-year-old daughter. All of this stuff keeps you going. So you guys don't lose hope out there. There's still hope for us, and keep the vision on the table. And like Ryan Schemes just said, take advantage of this time. I think that's a great introducing yourself to people on social media that may not have time to do in regular. So it's a way for us to wiggle our way out. Rhyme Schemes, I'd like to thank you once again for stopping through, brother. I will see you
Thank you.
again on April the 20th. Yes, and we're gonna talk
420.
on side. We're gonna get in depth with it. We're gonna play some of it and all of that. So to that, is it anything? Any final word today?
I would say stay safe out there. Keep your mental health up. You know what I'm saying? And also, just try to talk to someone you never try to meet a stranger every day. So try to meet a stranger every day. I'm telling you, meet five people. Let me see, 365 people a year. You got you a network. So I would say that. Just do your thing.
Do your all right then. Well, talking to you again. I'll see you on the next show evening.
All right, you too. Peace.
You better pay the price.
The bad hand, making niggas spend his cash hand. His last hand, roll around with the fast hand. The mad hand, you gon' buy it in the
Want me overnight, you better pay the price. All his ass got him going through the ringer. No cap, he wanna eat it like a zinger. I see it in his eyes, how he fantasize to get between his thighs. He won't be overnight, you better pay the price. Money don't grow on trees, plus my ass real. Before you try to cop a feel, you need to pay a bill. I threw it all in a circle, oh he
Hey, all right. Good night, everybody. I forgot to show my girl some love. That was Azazla Zakanaka in the background there. All right. Well, you all have a good night. Peace out.